When I start a project, yes, I want to have a clear vision of what I want to achieve, what I want to do, where I want to go, where I want to steer the ship, so to speak. But along that journey, there are going to be opportunities to learn and to expand and to grow. My name is Joe Trapanese. I'm a composer, producer, arranger, basically anything music related, usually for film and TV. I've been really lucky. I've worked on projects that are really varied, things like TRON Legacy and Oblivion, really awesome sci-fi movies that I'm very proud of, all the way to comedies like Stuber, musicals like The Greatest Showman, fantasy shows like Shadow and Bone and The Witcher. I take a lot of pride in being as versatile as possible and just being there for my filmmakers. Whatever my filmmakers need, I try to deliver. Every decision I make throughout the day, it is my goal to make that decision from a place of creativity, meaning that the creative drives the decision making. And so I'm very careful to not overdo using plugins. I never want to be just slapping things on in a frantic search for a sound. I want to hear the sound in my head first and then use the plugins, use the tools I have in front of me to achieve that vision. That is my goal. At the time, I was searching for a distortion, saturation, tape emulation plugin that would allow me, and I'm again going to get very specific, that will allow me to preserve transient power. And when I talk about transient power, I mean impact. So many distortion plugins are great at what they do, which is saturating, clipping, bringing that tape emulation, and they sound great, but it's really hard to find something that allows you to keep the punch. And that's what I found with Alkane. This kick drum is just a simple, I call it 4x4 because it's just a simple, it fades in here, but it is you know what that is. It's a quarter note kick drum, and I'm using Alkane to give it a little bit more punch to cut through the mix. So if I enable Alkane, it's allowing it to just have a little bit more power, but it's not losing the transient that I need on that sound as well. I think one of the most important things about Alkane, and the most important thing about any plugin I use, is its ease of getting to the sound I want to get to. We are now in an age where the majority of people making music have never touched the hardware. So I feel very strongly that our plugins should look like what they need to look like to get the job done. And I think that is what's really great about Alkane. It's really obvious what's going on from a musical perspective, from a production standpoint. Really, that is ultimately the most useful feature, is that it is understandable at a very basic level immediately. The way I think about the equipment behind me, the iPads, the mice, the faders, the buttons, it's all in service of the drama. It's all in service of what I see on screen. I'm really passionate about keeping the punch of what I'm doing. I write and mix for a big theater. Oftentimes I'm looking for a way to allow percussion to cut through a mix, and sometimes that means some sort of distortion, clipping, limiting. But again, I don't want to lose the power of the impact of those drums. And that's why Alkane is usually on my drum bus now, on my drum mixes now, because it allows me to maintain the power of the drums, but also give it a little bit more edge, that edge I've been looking for. Everyone has a laptop and everyone has access to a DAW to make music. So it's really important, more important than ever, for you to learn how to explore and to use these tools to truly achieve your vision and the vision of your collaborators, because that is what sets you apart from everyone else.